So I think it's very good if Ajahn can elaborate more about the middle way.
First of all, what is the way? See, it's not just middle way, but what is the way we're talking about? There are so many ways, but what is the particular way that we are talking about? See?
Yes, Ajahn, you stress very much that it has to be a natural way of understanding conditions. When the conditions are there, the reality appears, and you give us an example of hearing sound. When sound appears, there must also be a chitta which hears the sound. And it's so useful that you give us examples.
So it's the way to understand what is there now. Otherwise, it's not middle way. But we don't cling to the word middle, but it's the way to understand what is there now. And it has to be with understanding. Begin to understand what is there. Otherwise, there cannot be the realization of the truth of what we are talking about from hearing and considering what is there now. That's why it's the way to develop right understanding, to understand what is there now. So all are ways to understand the truth of what is there, anytime, anywhere, or anything. That's why there is something, a reality, but it's not known as just a reality, the absolute reality. That's why we learn to understand what is there. And that is the way to understand the truth, beginning with understanding stage by stage, intellectually and directly, and then realize the truth. And what realize the understanding of what we have learned about what is there now, to realize the truth of what is there as it is. That's why all begin to understand what is true and shall it be known as it is. And how can it be known as it is? Can there be any other way? Not just understanding the truth little by little from the very beginning to the end. For example, there is, we may think, no matter what a thing or what is there, but there is what is there now as it is, not known as it is. For example, we take what is seen for something, but what is the truth of that which is seen? It cannot be anything, but it's just a reality appearing to be known, that it cannot be changed to other thing, to other reality, but it's that which is seen only. It cannot be heard, it cannot be touched, but it's a reality which is seen. So there must be seeing, which sees it. Otherwise, it cannot be seen. And how can there be the fully understanding of no one and no thing at all? Just the truth of it, as that which arises to see. What is seeing? What does seeing mean? What is it? The moment of seeing. The moment of seeing. So there must be the seeing and that which is seen. But as soon as it appears, it's taken for something because of ignorance and clinging to that. That's why the way to understand the truth is not easy at all. Because from birth, no understanding of what is there through different doorways in life. Not at all. So when one was born, no understanding, and then there's death. How can there be understanding of anything in the future or just a moment after this moment? That's why middle path is the path without attachment or aversion. How can it be? Only right understanding is there. So it understands what it's meant, what is the reality of attachment or aversion. That's why learning to understand the truth from the very beginning Otherwise, there cannot be the way to realize the truth because it cannot be known by ignorance or attachment or aversion, left or right. But now it's there to be known. And what can know it is only right understanding of its truth. It's there. Yes, it's there. It's no one. It's only that which is seen. And the seeing arises just to see. If it does not arise, how can there be that which is seen? Only it seems very simple, but the truth is so very deep. The arising of reality uncontrollable only by conditions and then gone instantly. That is the truth. And without understanding the difference between seeing and other reality, how can there be the understanding what is there is not permanent at all? It's just there when it's experienced. Even right now, there must be the reality which sees, which means experiencing that which is seen without color or visible object or that which can impinge on the eyes. How can it be there? How can it appear? How come? That's why whatever is there is conditioned to arise to be such reality and then gone, never to return. And the middle way is the way to have right understanding of the truth of what is there now as it is. So without understanding the truth of what is there from the very beginning, it's not that which used to take it for something at all. It's gone in split seconds. And there must be each reality follows one by one, instantly. What is there now is seeing, but what is thinking, sound and hearing. And while one is speaking, there is seeing, but speaking is not seeing at all. So what are they? Different absolute realities conditioned to arise to perform its function. And it's there and then gone instantly. Is this not true? When it's true, can it be directly experienced when it's there right now? Not when it's not there. What can be known only when it's just there. But it's so short, arising and falling away. It seems like nothing arises and falls away at all. But what is the truth of seeing, hearing, thinking, liking, attachment, aversion, and so on? Hardness, softness, smell. Where were they now? Once they were there and then gone forever, never to return. Just understanding the truth. Otherwise, the truth cannot be understood at all. Live with the wrong understanding that I was born and then everyone dies, and what was born and what dies. In truth, absolute truth. That which arises is conditioned to arise and then gone is that also die or death. Never long at all, never last at all. Now, when it's so true, the way to understand it, not just thinking about it, but to realize the truth of each reality by way of nimitta, because what is there arises and falls away so very, very fast in split second. So what can be known is only the nimitta of one reality at a time. Just consider what is life. Is it true? Is it just what we are talking about? So there cannot be middle way to realize the truth without right understanding from the very beginning. And only right understanding can understand what's right and what's wrong. What is the Micca Makka and the Samma Makka? It's Pali term, but in truth, it's the truth of what is there. So true as a reality with its characteristic and its function, arising, performing the function, different function, succeed one moment to another moment, and then the end of this life with the beginning of next life by conditions, samsara. Just travel around six doorways, no matter where in the world, any world. So it's not the word, but it's the way to understand the truth. And it has to be right understanding. Otherwise, it is left or right, attachment or aversion with ignorance and wrong understanding. So is it true? Is the truth to be known correctly as it is? Where sound just a moment ago, where seeing just a moment ago, where thinking just a moment ago, is not as we just said, after realizing the truth, at moment of hearing about the truth of it. The truth is the truth, no matter who knows it or not. But beginning to understand the absolute truth of this moment, it just arises and falls away, but it's taken already for I or thing or people or someone all the time. And what is right and what is wrong. Be truthful to the truth that can be realized because it's there. So the middle way is the understanding of the truth from hearing, considering, until it is directly aware of, until it appears well as it is, gradually, stage by stage. Otherwise, it's only the translation of the word. But in truth, it is this moment. So the middle way is the way to develop right understanding, or the way right understanding develops from the very beginning, pariyatti, and it conditioned patipatti, and that conditioned pativeta, realization, the truth of this real moment, anytime, anywhere, any reality. So understanding of what we are talking about that which is now appearing, is the way to realize the truth. Pariyatti, the truth of it. What is there is experienced by a reality which arises to experience it. Otherwise, it cannot appear. So the chief of reality is that which arises to experience the object. Right then. Chitta. Without chitta, nothing can appear at all. So seeing is a kind of chitta, hearing another kind of chitta, different function, different conditions, arising and falling away. And the absolute truth is that no one at all, no thing at all, only different realities by different conditions in a moment and then gone, never to return at all.